morning, Mr. Vega. Thank you so much for coming into our job interview. I know you came from a long ways away, and we do appreciate it. So as we get started here, can we get started by, let me just ask you, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I grew up in South Texas, somewhere called the Valley. Moved to Houston when I was around 10. I like playing tennis, watching movies, helping people out.
Okay, appreciate that. And can you tell me a little bit about your educational background?
Finishing up an associate's at San Jack right now, and I'm going back to U of H to finish a bachelor's degree in physics.
Okay. And can you tell me a little bit about your past experiences in the job field and in your previous jobs? What you've done before?
So, as of current, right now, I work at Air Alliance and ECAP. At Air Alliance, I'm something called a Air Ambassador. And for the area of Galena Park and slightly surrounding areas, I work on air monitors. Nowadays I fix them. Sometimes I'll get some data from them and I'll analyze it, make it into graphs. Just help with people. I'll get sent out to people's houses to just explain to them how to use them or how to set them up. Or I'll just set them up for them. Most of the time it's the last one, and then with ECAP, I'll do largely the same things, except sometimes I also help with the electronics of the organization.
Okay. And what do you consider to be your strengths, your abilities? What's your strongest suits or strongest abilities you think you bring to the table for a job?
What I think I bring the best to the job is my ability with electronics. I know how to handle most things. I can program, I can build computers, I can learn how to do things very quickly without needing much oversight. For the most part, I actually work best just being left alone. I can get things done quickly without any sort of assistance. Sometimes that can be my drawback because I do work best alone, but for the most part, yeah, I can get things done quickly without being asked.
Okay, thank you. And what do you consider to be some kind of a weakness you have that sometimes you have to overcome?
I'm very shy. I kind of shut myself out a lot. Just kind of, again, I like to be left to myself.
And how do you overcome that?
Just exposure. Just put myself in a position where I don't like to be in.
Okay. And then last thing I got for you is what makes you, what's the one thing you think is for this position that we offer, you're going to be working with many different people. What is your experience in working with different people who might have different perspectives than you?
I guess the closest thing I've had to this position is with ECAP, we ran this thing called the Green Market. It's like a little farmer's market. And I got a lot of experience just helping people in a very fast-paced environment, just quickly, one person after another, helping them pick out what they need, translating from English to Spanish or Spanish to English, and just trying to get the line moving as quickly as possible to help get through our daily inventory.
So how did you overcome? Or how did you work with the other team members?
Just try to work together to figure out who needs to be helped, how to get through the day, how to work through the inventory, how to set up, how to break down at the end of the day. Just working together to make the day possible with the small team that we had on every day.
Okay. And then I guess the last question I have is, do you have any experience in working hybrid remote positions, or do you have experience doing that, or have you just mostly worked in an office setting?
I've only ever really worked in an office setting. Sometimes I would get some work remotely where they'll just hand me so and so. Most of the time I'll be handed some air monitors and told, put this together and bring it to the office by this date.
So do you have a preference? Do you prefer one over the other, or can you do both?
I can do both. I mean, of course, I think everyone would prefer just a little bit of leeway to be able to do things like that at their own home. But I think the time constraint of being told to do it in an office setting makes me work a little bit faster. Just
Okay. All right, sir. Well, I appreciate you coming in. We're hoping to wrap up this interview process in the next couple of days, and hopefully we can give you an update or a decision on what we're going to do by early next week. And I do appreciate you coming in.
I do have a couple more questions.
Okay.
How is the work environment? Like,
The work environment, it's a combination. We work 3 days hybrid, 2 days in the office. We have a staff of about 11 people, very diverse group. They come from, people that have been there for, 10 plus years, to some people that have been here, a couple of months. Many different, demographics and age groups as well. So it's a very diverse work area, but everybody seems to be able to work together, and everybody's differences seems to help everybody out in some way. So we have a very strong teamwork mentality. Any other questions you have?
how much would I, like per day, do you have to be on your feet? Just out and about.
It varies. When you're on the field, of course you will be on your feet. You will be walking around, talking to people and so on. And here in the office setting, well, you'll have your own desk and your own workstation that you'll be working on. And at that point, you'll probably be spending some time sitting there and conducting some work, but at the same time you get to move around as well. So it pretty much varies really from day to day, depending on what your work schedule will be and what your objectives are. Any other questions?
I think that's all. Thank you for the interview.
All right, thank you so much for coming in, and we'll try to give you a decision or an update on the position here very soon.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for coming. Have a good day, sir.